All right, Mrs. Hanvey, next problem. We're going to go ahead and solve this, and notice it is in standard form. And so your first response should always be, hey, let's try and factor this, because in my opinion, factoring is the fastest way. So if you try and do the x and you multiply 1 times 7, you get 7, and you get 4 at the bottom. So your first instinct would be, hey, let's try and factor this. Okay, then you think your factors of 7. Well, there's only one factor of 7, 1 and 7. And then you realize, hey, 1 and 7 do not add or subtract to 4. So this is actually not factorable. We cannot solve this by factoring. So we got to come up with another plan. So another plan we're going to do is we're going to use the quadratic formula. And so I would always write the quadratic formula, and that is without the a, b's, and c's. So I'm going to put x equals negative parentheses plus or minus square root all over 2 parentheses. And we got to find our a. We know our a is the number in front of the x squared, so it is 1. And our b is going to be 4. And our c is going to be 7. All right, since I already have green, I'm going to go ahead and put the 7 over here at the end because that's where the c goes. The a is going to go here and here, and the b is in the first spot. So it's going to be 4 here and 4 here. All right, now we're going to go ahead and simplify this. So this is only a single negative, it's not a double, so we know it's going to stay x equals negative 4 plus or minus the square root. We're going to simplify inside of that square root, so it's 4 squared, which is 16, and we're going to do negative 4 times 1 times 7. Oh, wrong color. All right. So this is going to be 16, and it'll be minus 28 all over 2. Because 2 times 1 is 2. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do 16 minus 28. So it's going to be x equals negative 4 plus or minus the square root of negative 12 all over 2. And then hopefully you notice anytime you have an I in a negative in a square root, you're going to pluck out your I. And so another thing we have to do is the square root of 12. We need to simplify that using the factor tree. So it's going to be 2 and 6, or you could have done 3 and 4, and then 6 breaks into 2 and 3. Anytime you have a twin, you're going to take that out, and this 3 is our loner, going to still be in the square root. Okay, so this simplified is 2 square roots of 3, and we must pluck out an I. So I'll show you what that looks like. So it's going to be x equals negative 4, just from there, plus or minus, we're going to pluck out our I. So I'm going to have 2I, and we have our square root still at the end, all over 2. And then the last final step that we need to make sure we do is reduce these numbers. So what number goes into 4? 2 and 2. Well, 2 does. So you're going to reduce that to 2, that to 1, and that to 1. And so our final answer is going to be negative 2 plus or minus I square roots of 3. So I guess the key to this is anytime you have a negative in a square root, pluck out your I.